Hello everyone and welcome to Connors of Spirit Tier 3. My name is Thomas and next to me is Limi, not Lewis. He unfortunately has tested positive for the coronavirus. So Lewis, from here, I wish you all the best and hopefully you get a speedy recovery to be back next week in the commentary box with me. But like I said, Limi is here. Welcome mate, happy you are here. How are you doing?
Thank you, sir. Very well. Hello, everybody. I send my condolences to Racer. I'm sure he will recover very quickly. And until that time, well, within that time, he should be ready for next week. But yeah, I wanted to see how you do the pre-season, and then I can translate that onto Wednesday when we do EU1 and see what the crack is. I can already see that we've got a 30-minute practice session ahead of us.
Yep, it's a 30-minute practice session, then a one-shot quali and a 25% race. It is, yeah, over the, how do you want to call it? It's like afternoon conditions, no night conditions for the practice. It should be okay for the race, but I don't know if I put that one on. It should be on official time, so I think we are good to go for a night race, but I'm not quite sure. Should be interesting as well, nonetheless. Yeah, like we've said before, it's a pre-season testing to make sure all of the viewers and all of the drivers are getting used to each other. We've got new names, people promoted from AU4, people relegated. No, not relegated from Tier 2, actually, that one stayed the same. People promoted from AU4, new drivers in there. We're working with a new system. We will all explain it down the way. And yeah, I'm happy to be back in the commentary box once again.
Yeah, so am I. I know I've done a few over the past week. I remember saying that I wanted a break, and then 1 week later I was like, no, I don't want a break. So it's good to be back. Thank you everybody for joining the stream. Hello to you all. I'm in Thomas's ball now. This is his stuff, so I'm sure we're all under control, and we're in for a good night.
Yeah, it's reversed roles now. On Saturday, I was the second commentator. Now it's the other way around. So, well, the beautiful thing is I don't really feel like first or second commentator. It flows and it does. So it's all good. 20 people or 12 people watching right now. Happy you guys are all in. We've got already, I think that is Kitten in the chat with a season prediction. He says that Reggae is gonna be P1, J-Stick is gonna be P2, and Joe is gonna be P3. That is an interesting shout. Other people are in with another prediction. No, it's not. I think it's safe to say that we're just gonna start off with the Mercedeses. I think that's probably the easiest way to do so. As Cygate just comes out of the pit, so you love to see it. In the Mercedes, we've got Cygate and Steve. Both drivers who've been in AU3 last season as well, looking like a solid team. And the third driver is Jay Wissy, and that's a guy you know pretty well, don't you, Limmy?
I do know very well. He's very quick. Might be in another tier apart from EU3. I know he's a driver number 3, but he will be in endurance. He's very quick. I've got Steve as well. So two other people from Mercedes I know very well, and I've seen. And they'll be a good team. And like you said, EU3, well, at every tier, it's been rejumbled. People have gone up, people have gone down. It's refreshed, it's challenging, and that Mercedes team will be good.
Yeah, I think so as well. They've got two solid drivers in there. Steve definitely improved at the end of last season. He always seemed to be getting faster and faster like the season goes on. Of course, we've got to remember, it's going to be a shorter season. Season 7, Season 8 as well. So he won't have the time to get into the rhythm. He needs to be there from week 1. So we will have to wait and see what he can do. And Cygate has always been solid. He's stronger around some tracks. So hopefully he can perform on all the tracks on the calendar this season. But yeah, definitely looking like a strong team. Then going towards Ferrari, where we've got our captain Roland in. Together with, of course, Mazza. Mazza, oh, is Roland loses it and he does a Verstappen and he is off at turn 3. He gets back going again, but those hards will be screwed. Yeah, like I said before, Roland and Mazza both in a Ferrari. Mazza jumped from AU4 to AU3, but he's been used to driving in Tier 3, so that shouldn't be a problem for him. Third driver is Vapor King. I don't know what the pace of Vapor King is looking like, so I don't know if he is gonna be a quick third driver. But Ferrari with Roland and Mazza is looking like a solid and strong team.
Yeah, it's good. I know Mazza, he's in my in my tier, which is nice to have a lot of EU3 drivers in it. There's only one captain here, that's me. So Rowan is a pilot. I accept that. I want to be a pilot as well, so I like the guy. But there's only one captain here. He looks good in that Ferrari on screen, coming down to that turn number 11. So yeah, Rowan, Muzzer. They've got Vapor King if required. I've got him as well. So I'm excited for those two so far, which is good. That's how it should be.
Yeah, 100%. Roland, he was the one carrying Renault last season, so hopefully he will be having some advantages of having Massa as a teammate, and hopefully they can work together pretty well. Going on to the Red Bull, which is a full Dutch team with Kelsey and Justin, but for now we've got LSF1 Baker in there as their third driver, as Justin couldn't make it. Steve retired.
Yeah, it was on that slippy curb.
Yeah, he came out of blank curb, and that's it. I don't know if you're used to that name, Limmy, but here in Connors of Speed, here in Connors of Speed, turn 12, that curb is called blank curb, or actually the corner is named blank curve. It just doesn't really matter. It's just what you prefer. That's because blank actually manages to lose it around 10 times in one single race and in practice and in qualifying, and it was always blank losing it there. Blank is he wasn't course admin, but he's been a big fan of course, and he's sometimes he's in the chat, but most of the time he's at work. He lives in Canada, so that's with the time zones and everything like that, it's a little bit difficult, but he's got a corner to his name here in Corners of Speed, so that's why turn 12 is either blank curve or blank curb.
I have had that reputation of calling corners by drivers. Hungary turn 4, Lidroff, driver called Drofter, who lost a championship there. I've also seen that Dylan in P1 has no wing, so he's on his way back. But yeah, an old Dutch team. I'll let you pronounce their names.
Yeah, it's Kelsey and Justin, but Justin is now called the Butcher, so it's a little bit, but I know him as Justin, so I just keep calling him Justin because he said to me it's okay, so I can call him like that. But yeah, full Dutch team. Kelsweg has been pretty solid last season. It was his debut last season. Looked very solid. Justin as well had some really good results. I think he finished on the podium a couple of times, maybe like 3 or 4 times. So he has been doing pretty well, and I think they could be a definite contender for the Constructor Championship. I don't think either of them can win the Driver Championship. You never know, of course, but definitely as a team, they are looking very solid with LSF1 Baker as their third driver. Going on to Renault, it's both CRX guys, CRX Gods, I think, and CRX Mars. Both in Renault don't know the pace yet. I think they are from EU4. Not quite sure. We'll make sure I've got that right for next week. Yeah, don't know their pace. Gonna be very interesting to see what they can perform. Both in the Renault, they will be working pretty well together, knowing that they're both in the same esports team. So yeah, looking forward to what the Renault can bring.
Yeah, Steve just left the session. If you want to just send him another invite. Those two teams, Red Bull, Renault, two teams that I don't know any of them. It's nice to see that CRX have been coupled together, so they probably can work together from the same racing organisation or platform, shall we say. Full Dutch team, 3 drivers, could be a threat. If the 2 CRXs have come from EU4, we've seen drivers come from EU4 and make their way and surpass EU3. So we'll see across the season. I do keep up with all tiers. I do watch all the streams, even if it's after it. So I'll be interested to see what the CRX can do. They're obviously part of a racing organisation. They obviously have something there in terms of, I don't know, some skill or trying to improve. So let's see.
Yep, definitely, you're right. Going on to the Racing Point, the Pink Panthers, with only one Pink Panther driving right now, and he's in the pits as well. You love to see it. That is JSEC, but he will be partnering up with Connell. Yeah, both really familiar names in Connell's Speed. JSEC got promoted from AU4 to AU3 midway season 6. Connell has been in Tier 3 for ages. Connell has always been a one who is tricky at the start. He normally struggles through qualifying, but he makes up a lot of positions in the first couple of laps, so hopefully he can perform or improve on his qualifying pace. and then he will be looking very strong for maybe even a Drivers' Championship. Jacek will definitely be the ones who are gonna challenge for the championship. Jacek is really strong. He had a really strong end of last season as well, so definitely a team to look out for. And yeah, I'm expecting a lot from those two.
A Ferrari has just gone off into the wall on the final corner. Jack Prentice got out of Rage's way. He slipped on the turn 12 curb, and he's going to come back into pits after those softs. Steve is just doing some time trials, so he'll be back. And yeah, Racing Point. Jacek is probably going to be one of the good potential candidates for a good run in the endurance tier. So I know that he's going to be very good in EU3. With Rage, with some others. I've seen some predictions come in. Try and read them out in a bit. Yeah, I called him the American. He's Greek, so I sorted that out. And he looks good. If he doesn't lag out of the lobbies, which he has done in the past 2 nights for me, it's not my connection, I can guarantee. Hopefully, he can complete every race. And let's see if Jacek can get promoted to EU2. I think he has a good chance in this division. A good chance.
He does. He definitely is someone to look out for. I saw him in the chat today talking with Roland about connection, and from what I can see on stream, it looks pretty solid. So I think he's fixed the problem, and he's good to go. So that is really well done by Jacek. Going on to the McLarens, the Orange Boys. Those are Jay Prentice and Dylan. Jay Prentice, he is our AU1 commentator together with Limi, of course, and he has been an AU3 driver last season. Had some solid results. He is known for running very low downforce setups. He is the one who goes for straight line speed over downforce. So yeah, it's going to be very interesting to see what he can do this season, weaving across the track to get some temperature in his tires. But yeah, definitely going to be interesting to see what he can do now with the likes of Ricky and Matty being promoted. He definitely got a good shot at finishing at least a couple of more times on the podium, if not going for the championship himself.
Yeah, absolutely spot on. He is the EU1 commentator, will be for 11 weeks. See if we have him in the commentary box on Wednesday or not. He also likes to run low downforce setups, like he said, crazily low downforce.
Yeah.
But looking at his results last season, can work if he gets not unlucky with some of the safety car situations that he was put in. Dylan at the moment is second place on hards, 27.9. That's not bad. So let's see how Dylan gets on this evening. We have a one-shot quali in 60 minutes time. We have a race. Bahrain tests a bit of everything, high speed, low speed, and overtaking. So let's see how Dylan gets on tonight. We know Jack Prentice can be up there when he wants to be. He does have some very good races, i.e. Hungary from last season. So I know Jack cares a lot about the overall constructors. He loves McLaren. I'm happy that the admins have put him back in McLaren, and he will perform for Zach Brown, I'm sure.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, I've seen the comments already in the McLaren chat, and they are pretty hyped to get these overall constructorship champion wrapped up pretty early onwards. So they're definitely going to be pushing to get that championship to go to McLaren.
Sorry, just about in Thomas. Jack Prentice has also been given McLaren in the endurance tier, so he's got even more of a reason to fight for every single point he can get.
Yeah, he's gonna be a key factor in for McLaren in the Constructors' Championship. You love to see it. Yeah, Dylan, I've known him for a couple of months now, maybe even a year now. I've been in a Dutch league where he is the owner, so that's why I got to know him. He had to wait a little bit to take place in Connors of Speed. He's been on the waiting list for a couple of months, maybe even. But yeah, finally got his seat, well deserved. As there's an Alpha Tauri of just before blank curve. That is, I think that's golden. Yep. Oh, it's a double Alpha Tauri in problems. Both lost their front wing as well. So Eva, Golden, and Charlie, we will get back to them in a second. But it's not looking good for them. But yeah, Dylan had to wait a little bit for his time to compete in Connors of Speed. But I think he can definitely be, also with the lap time of 127.9 like you mentioned before, he could be the one challenging for podiums, if not victories. So yeah, definitely looking forward to see what he can do as Jacek just about improves with 127.9 as well to P2. Going on to Alfa Romeo, we've got two familiar names with Joe. He is replacing Matty because his other teammate is Dan. He has been in Alfa Romeo for ages. Can't remember him driving for a different team. Dan and Matty, of course, both took the Constructors' Championship last season, so they know what it is to take the Constructorships home. He will be looking to get that together with Joe. This time Joe got promoted from EU4, had some solid pace, so they can maybe pull it off this season. It will be a little bit harder, but you never know nonetheless.
It's a strong team, isn't it? I think what I would like to say is that looking at these teams on these sheets that obviously you're probably going through, there isn't a constructor that will walk away with it. But it's a strong team. Two people I know very well. So definitely looking out for them. Of course, Dan, who's been a sincere helping me and Hedge with the endurance stuff. So I wish him the best. It's only 11 races. One mistake could ruin something very badly. If you end up with 0 points in a race where you get an average of 11, then you could drop 2 or 3 positions at the end of the season. So I hope they stay consistent. We are running out of time actually. It'll be a strong team. I think it'll be up there at top 3 constructors, I'd say.
Yeah, 100%. I definitely agree. And I think the strong side of Alfa Romeo this season is the fact that they got very consistent drivers. They're very known for finishing all of the races and always inside the points pretty much. So yeah, definitely a team to look forward to. Going to Haas with EFR K-Mark, a lot of EFR guys actually in Conspeed. He's one of them. Harold normally is alongside him, but he had to pull out last moment. Oh, it's K-Mark going through the gravel. But yeah, Harold and K-Mark, both Haas drivers. K-Mark got promoted from AU4 last season. Harold is a familiar side, a familiar face in AU3. Both solid drivers. Nothing special to mention about these guys. I'm just very excited to see what they can bring to this season. And like you mentioned before, I can't really predict a team that's gonna dominate. Maybe even these guys. You just don't know.
Rowan has gone P2 at 27.2. Baker's slotted in P3 27.5. Game has just crossed the line on a mediums 27.9. Looked a pretty good lap. I was on board for the whole thing. And a couple other times flicking in. Keep an eye on it, everybody. We'll go on it. Go with it very soon. Drop out last minute, unfortunate. K-Mark, I don't know anything about. Of course, there is a driver 3 or maybe the replacement. MNT Mp.
Yeah, good luck with that one.
That's a commentary's nightmare, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah.
But yeah, again, that's one of the only teams, along with I think it was the Dutch team in Red Bull, that I don't actually know much about. So surprise me and surprise EU3, surprise Thomas and Racer, the secondary commentator, on a Monday night, is it? Yeah, Monday night.
100%.
I hope we have a good season.
100%. Couldn't agree more. Going to AlphaTauri.
K-Mark is literally has played the best game of chicken with a car going down to turn 4 I've ever seen. I mean, he's got him a purple sector 1, so I'm going to keep watching this, but he nearly crashed into the back of that Williams, but he got every bit of slipstream he could have possibly got there, so fair play.
Fair enough, well done by K-Mark. We've mentioned them before, AlphaTauri. They both were off with a damaged front wing, so that was very interesting to see. But we've got EFR Golden and Charlie. Charlie, teammates of Ricky, AU3 champion last season, so he knows what it takes to be crowned AU3 champion. Only finished second by, I think it was something around 10 or 15 points last season constructors wise. So he's wanting to take revenge. That's the word.
Revenge.
Revenge. I don't know why I said that. Yeah, that's a new one. He wants to take revenge.
English language is hard.
Yeah, it is. It's really hard. And he wants to be finishing P1 in the Constructors' Championship. So let's see if he can pull that one off. Together with EFR Golden, should be a solid team. EFR Golden got promoted, I think, from AU4 last season, or is just new in AU3.
I'm a fan of AlphaTauri. I'm a fan of Fans Tossed. So go well. Came out, went P2 with that fast lap, just over a tenth behind, going wheel to wheel in gear 6 with a racing point, having a bit of fun there. Just say that, some fun facts about K-Mark, he's driving without assist. So, good. Well, not good. Good if he can use it, and good if he's good at it. It takes time to get practice with that. As Thomas said, a lot of IFR people, exponentially more in EU1. There's loads.
Yeah.
But Golden's in here, and I think that's just it for IFR. So let's see if they can represent the IFR gang in EU3.
Yeah, it's interesting because both EFR guys are in a different team. Normally you see, like we see it with the CRX guys, they are in a
That's
team
a
together.
Williams round, by the way, facing the runway. But yeah,
Yeah. Normally we see
you
it
haven't
that they're
partnered
both.
them,
Yeah.
but-
Normally we see those two guys in a team together, but they've both opted or they've both been selected differently. So
Wait,
yeah.
what just happened there? I just caught something. A Haas driver just tried to drive into a Williams driver, and that was K-Mark into Rage.
Yeah, I just wanted to. Yeah, that could only be one
I don't know if they were playing
driver from
games,
Haas.
but
Reggae is off at turn 12.
he literally just swerved into him out of turn 9, 10. Strange one. Anyway, I'm sure people saw that, right? In the stream. I'm not. Oh, you might not.
Yeah, I'm the one on stream now, and I didn't call it. Yeah,
I
that's
hate
a shame.
it.
Yeah, it's a shame.
But
Okay, nothing to do about it. We go to Williams, last team we've got to mention, and I think personally that they are the ones who will be crowned constructors champion at the end of the season. Big pressure. Reggae from AU4, he has been looking very strongly, and Robert, really good friend of mine. I know Robert, he was really strong at the beginning of last season, but he's on the wheel now, but I'm not quite sure if he's using it for F1. He could be on the controller as well. He hasn't touched the game for 3 weeks, so his pace will be a little bit off. But yeah, I think those two are gonna be looking very strong for next season. And I don't want to put the commentator's curse on, or don't want to put any pressure on, but I think they will be finishing P1 this season.
I hope. I hope it's not one before the season starts. So I hope they have a challenge. I hope it's not one before the final race, especially when there's only 11 races, not 22. So yes, of course, I wish them the best and hope everyone wins it technically, but I hope it's not one before the season, and I hope it's not a domination. Baker has gone P3 with 26.8, half a tenth behind K-Mark, and Marty Robbo just confirming that K-Mark and Rage have a bit of an old rivalry, so maybe that was evidence. Jackson P6 on those mediums, quickest of the mediums, second behind leader, then comes J-Stack in P8. We don't know what fuel loads people were running. A Ferrari has gone off at turn 12, and we've only got 6 minutes and 16 seconds of a practice session before we do a one-shot quali. And I don't know if you've commentated a one-shot quali before. It was my first time this week, and it is an absolute nightmare, but it's amazing at the same time.
Yeah, we've done this last season as well, and the thing that I do is just focusing on one driver, do a sort of track guide kind of thing, and you just see where he ends up. That's pretty much the thing, because if you're gonna commentate over everyone who's gonna be P1, then you see just like switching names left, right, and center. That's horrible.
So that is all the teams done. You probably have some more stuff to say, but most drivers will probably be opting for those new mediums or soft, as Mars is facing the runway out of the final corner. Just got a little bit too much on that power control. I don't know where he's going.
This is gonna disqualify him, I think.
Oh, okay, he's just gonna try and get a better entry to the final corner, which that is still going to affect him all the way down to turn 1.
And there we have it.
He actually got disqualified from practice.
Yeah.
It doesn't affect qualifying. Just want to go back to a point you said, Thomas, at the start of the session. The reason this practice is in day, I'm guessing, if you did put it official, is that practice 1 is in the day.
Yeah.
So maybe it's coded to do the first practice time instead of P2 or P3, which probably would make sense. Would make sense.
Yeah, agree. Yeah, I think that is the case. I'm not quite sure. It's not the first time that I screw something up at Bahrain. I don't know if the real COS OGs will remember it. But I've managed.
Go on.
I've
it's not too
managed
big.
to join the lobby, forgot to put it in spectator mode,
Nice.
so I actually joined on track. I thought it was all okay by retiring in quali and retiring in the race, but it wasn't. My car kept on driving on track, and it caused 5 drivers wing damage because my car was in the way. It screwed up the whole race, and I was the reason why as a commentator, and I felt so bad. I just can't describe it. I literally can't.
Yeah, I have done that before, but we noticed.
Oh yeah, I was doing the same.
It's that's easy money. Yeah, listen. Probably a very valid comment. I just hope it isn't as easy as people are thinking it is. But oh god, just getting on my power too early under turn 10, and I don't know if he's running no traction, but it certainly looked like it was because that car flinged. Roland's retired P5, must have retired earlier on. Steve, of course, very early on, and Mars got a disqualification for trying to go back the wrong way to get back on the track, so that didn't go very well. Soft tyres for most people, so fast laps inbound. K Marcus has lost it out of the final corner, and Thomas is talking about Rage probably, who's lost it before the turn 12.
I was talking about the Renault who lost it at turn 11. Is there oil on the track or something?
Banana skins, Mario Kart.
Yeah, yeah, we're playing F1 or Mario Kart. I don't know.
I just realised there is no game sound. Pause and unpause, Thomas.
It should be good. I've got game sound.
Cool. Should be fun. 2 minutes and 40 seconds. People have got time now to come, well, probably just Rage to come back into pits and get out. Going to try and find someone on a flyer. Thomas does his track guides very well. Let's do it with someone who is interestingly quick, shall we say, or someone I want to get some screen time. So we give Dan some screen time, 427.
Let's do it, why not?
Alright, well he's coming round turn 12 and 13, so why don't we watch everybody Dan's lap in Bahrain. It should be about the end of practice when he's done. And we've got the main man, Thomas, who's been doing the track guys for me in the pre-season, who's a beast at it, so all yours, sir. Go for it.
Aww. So here we go. A lap around Bahrain on board with the Alfa Romeo of Dan. It's 25 people watching, mate. No pressure whatsoever. Down towards turn 1, braking at the start of the curb or the 100 meter board braking zone. Tricky on the exit. Make sure you shift up pretty quickly through turn 2 and turn 3. Easy to lose the back end. And the first DRS zone up towards turn 4. And the end of sector 1, braking at the start of the curb. You can run very deep into this corner as there's a late exit. Then invalidate. Nonetheless, we go on with turn 5 and turn 6 at the end of sector 1. You want to avoid the curb on the outside here because it will bounce you off into turn 8.
Been there, done that.
Yeah, we've all been there. Then up towards the double left-hander east to lock up, turn 9 and turn 10. And then the second DRS straight, where overtaking is possible, but we won't see a lot, I think. Then braking at the 100 meter board once again. No, then brakes at the 50 meter board even. Down towards turn 11 and up towards turn 12, blank curve. Shout out to you, blank. And then up towards turn 13. Here it is, as we see a McLaren off. End of sector 2. And then onto the back straight. And on towards turn 14, where actually the DRS detection point is before turn 14. So pit drivers will have to keep that in mind if they want to overtake on the start finish straight. Last turn 15 is actually the little kink. DRS opens here. And this is your lap around Bahrain.
Thank you, Thomas. He'll go again. And there's 12 seconds left of the session. Charlie has gone pole with a 26.5. Given the pace before, I didn't expect that, so that's good to see. Rage is out on the mediums, and a couple of people have now started their fast laps. I didn't know Taz was activated tonight, so if you could find me a link, that would be great. I just seen it in YouTube pop up, and Taz is my best friend.
Is she activated?
Apparently. Oh no, wait. A task system is making comments in the
yeah,
chat.
that is I think that's just Timo talking in the chat.
Oh, I thought people were getting TAS information. Nice. Cheers, Timo. So the checker flag is out. There is a racing point coming across the finish line. He might be able to pass it, but he is on 5 lap mediums, so he won't care. Next across the line is, I think that is Mr. Baker. Was P4, could be half a second up here, and he goes excuse me, P1, Thomas, 26.3.
Really good lap by Baker as Joe improves with a 126.2. That's looking like a very solid lap. There is a McLaren on the way. I think that's Dylan. Yep, coming through the last turn now on towards line. He's 1.2 seconds up on his time. Can he improve, and by how much? It's going to be P4 for Dylan, 126.5.
427 invalidated again. Came out crosses the line up 1 to P5. Mercedes of Spy. Sorry, not Mercedes of Spy. Yeah, he's Mercedes of Spygate. I thought it was on a different track then. He's going to be 1 to cross. Can he get himself into a top 10 at the end of the practice? Goes P9, not bad.
Sirix Gods, he comes across the line. Can he improve? Yep, he does, even to P1 with a 126.2 as well, together with Joe.
Wow.
Really solid lap time by the Renault. And it's only EFR Golden who is going to come into the pits. Is Jacek. Jacek finished already, then goes into the pits. So this is it for the practice session and the first pre-season testing around Bahrain.
Now, of course, like any Formula 1 session, we don't go off the times as much because we don't know what fuel people were running, if they were... I was thinking about this, actually. Oh, do you want to just quickly go through a
I will quickly go through it,
and
you can continue on with what you wanted to say. We've got Sirix Scott in P1, Joe P2, Baker P3. Look at how close the top 3 is together. You absolutely love to see it. Charlie P4, Dylan P5 on his debut. Lovely stuff. K-Mark P6, Reggae P7, Robert P8, Cygate P9, and our captain in P10. Kelsweg. I'm just gonna quickly go over it. Kelsweg P11, Eva Golden P12, Jay Prentice P13, Jason P14, Dan P15, Mazza P16, Steve P17, and Sirix Mars P18.
People lower than I expect. It is only a practice. I expect this grid to actually be quite good. Like I said, practice doesn't technically mean anything, but sometimes it can. I was having a thought to myself, daydreaming probably, that in pre-season you can have 3 types of drivers. You can have drivers where they turn up, they enjoy it, they don't show their primary pace. You can have drivers that actually want to put a foot down, show exactly what pace they've got, and put a statement out. Listen, you need to be looking out for me here. I'm gonna challenge you. Simple. I mean, you get the third driver who's just chill and turns up, has fun, turns up for races and just enjoys the occasion, as some people do. So we've got a one-shot quali. Invalidations, Thomas. Not really turn 1, not really turn 4.
Yeah.
Yeah, 13, 14 is probably the worst. So I think if people can get through that bit, they should be fine. The one-shot quali has started. For the next 45 seconds, we can chill. By the way, Thomas, the left-hand side is like normally correct. So the further we get during the lap, the better we can see.
Yeah.
And so far, it's mixed.
It's completely turned around. Like the likes of Reggae and Dylan, who were up through practice, are now down in P15 and P17. Joe remains his pace. Robert is doing a pretty good job. He was P8 in practice, is P2 now, and those two look pretty solid as Joe has been leading. Oh, Dylan got disqualified for parked in a dangerous location. That's interesting stuff in a one-shot quali. But Joe looks pretty solid. Robert as well. Massa now up into P3. Baker is switching positions left, right, and center now up to P3 again. Jacek making his way through the field. P4, P3 even now. But it's close, I think.
It is close. Game start gone again. Pause it and recheck it. We're getting to the end, everybody. It's a complete mix. Thomas can do the honours of the first lot, but it looks to be nothing like practice.
It's gonna be Joe finishing P1. It is by a couple of thousandths of a second with Robert in P2, Jason in P3, and it's gone already. But oh my days, it's looking interesting.
That is the problem with one-shot quality. It's great. Like, if you hook up a perfect lap, fair play to you. Under pressure.
Oh.
Also, you get to see anomalies. A couple of times at the bottom, Rage starting P14.
Yeah, he opted to go for the mediums.
Still, P14, very slow. So there's the anomalies. And everyone crosses the line within a second. So, well, not exactly, but on the replay it is so. You don't know where to look. Alfa Romeo, Williams Racing Point, Ferrari, Red Bull, McLaren, Renault. What is great to see, 7 different constructors in the top 7. And then their teammates come in. What else is there? Rage mediums, yes. Mars, Steve, Kauser, Spygate can go on the medium. Everyone below Spygate can go on the mediums if they want.
Yeah.
57 laps, I think it is. So 28.5, 14.25. So I'm guessing it's going to be 15 laps with a pit stop.
Yeah, and it's dark. Get
and
in.
It's dark.
I've done my job.
He's done his job. It's going to be a pit stop, and we saw in the preseason in endurance that if you are behind your teammate, then you're in trouble. You're going to have to not undercut, but you know, pit lap early or pit lap extra.
Yeah,
and it causes issues.
The only thing is, like you mentioned before, we've got 7 different constructors in the top 7. So that means that a lot of guys will, or a lot of teams will be on different strategies. I think people inside of 10, of course, they will be on softs. People outside of the 10, there should be. I'm prepared like always.
Before I was gonna say my point,
it must be. I'm pretty sure there's information. It can't be that there's no information.
Yeah, looks like it.
Yes, there is information left.
He's done his job.
I've done my job once again.
Question everybody in the chat, 30 people by the way. Thank you so much for appreciating. Very good. Hopefully we provide you entertainment. I've said that for the last 3 nights and it's been super. Here's a question: how much in US dollars did it make to build this track? Please don't Google it, that spoils the fun. But there's a question: how many US dollars, it's more than 100 million, did this track cost to make? And I'll get Thomas can have a go as well. Closest gets a Chufty badge.
Oh, I take that.
Yeah, take it. Take whatever you can get during lockdown.
Wow, what is a good guess? I don't know.
101 million, says Jay Wizzy. £2.50. $2.50. Well, I don't think that's more than 100 million. So, take your guesses.
Pretty close. I must be around like, I'm gonna say spot with 267.
He's put it in euros, but maybe he can't find a dollar sign.
The dollar sign is normally the easiest one to put in.
3 billion, says Jack. 3 billion.
3 billion.
Soft tyres for top 10. Mediums, Kauster, Mars, Rage, K-Mark on the mediums. Couple of quick runners in that practice, Thomas, at the back. So we're going to see overtaking action throughout the whole of the grid. We've got people at the front who will be looking to win this one.
Yeah, it will be a overtaking fest, hopefully. With Joe leading away, a little bit of a gap to Robert. Joe wanted to hurry up. Some people at the back lacking a little bit. But it's all good and we should be all good to get on the way very shortly. I'm gonna put my guess in. I'm gonna say 380 million.
380. Dominicano Puros go 340. Paredo 175. Chad 800. Snipes 254 million. Jay Wizzy 154. Winner Jay Wizzy. $150 million. Designed by Hillman Tilke. They haven't made that money back. What we have made is an 18-car grid. Ready for Bahrain.
Brilliant intro. You absolutely love to see this 5 red lights, but we're not gonna get on the way, I reckon. We will have to wait as Joe is wrapping up now for his first EU3 practices. There's AlphaTauri on the way, but away we go! And it's a drive-through penalty from Joe. That's not something you love to see. He has to come into the pits and serve a drive-through penalty within the next 3 laps. It's a good start from Jacek. It's a good start from Massa as well. Robert had a terrible start coming off from P2. But it's all good, I think, and no damage as of yet.
There's already damage at the back. I believe it was a McLaren. I'll get it checked. To Ferrari, Muzza and GameNet
Reggae.
wheel to wheel.
It's Reggae off. He lost it coming out of turn 3 and he has a lot of backup work to do.
We route through turns 6 and 7, mostly clean. I believe the jump start was Joel Granger, but I also think it was Golden, not Joel Granger. I'm not too sure.
No, it was Golden has not been in the lobby yet, so we've got the same glitch thing like we had in the pre-season with the endurance tiers. And I think Joel got distracted by the AlphaTauri getting past, and that's why he went as well. But it was just a tiny millisecond before the lights actually went out, so it's such a shame.
I think that was a presumption. I think it was a presumption. I think it was a, will the lights go out quick here and let's go for it. I do that sometimes as Muzza down the inside of the AI, so does GameNet. Here comes Baker, and GameNet might have gained on Muzza a little bit. A bit of a position changes I'm looking at now. 12. Sorry, not 12. Down, up 5 for K-Mac, up 3 for Dylan. This job as an analysis commentator is very hard. GameNet might be making a move on Muzza here. Thomas on the inside.
Ooh, Robert trying to go around the outside, couldn't make it stick as Mazza shuts the door. He does it pretty nicely. So Robert has to try and go again. Is he gonna go around the outside once again? He's having a little look. Can he make it stick? They're still side by side. There still always was a Red Bull going off as well. Okay, Robert can come ahead. Yes, he does, but he clips the front wing of the Ferrari and that's Mazza off. And it's a retirement as well as he collides with a McLaren. Is it gonna be? It was Jay Prentice in the incident, and we've got a virtual safety car.
Probably should be a full safety car with 2 cars on the. Well, 2 crash cars on the track, one of them out. VSC deployed, time to slow down a little bit, and I don't think pit stops will be done this early. I think that would be ridiculous. I think the VSC will probably come in before we get to that pit stop. But yeah, I got the view on the left-hand side from like outside of the track, and it looked like he touched the curb more than contact, but maybe it was the contact that spun the car around, and Muzza is out of this pre-season race this evening.
Yeah, unlucky for Mazza as he collided with Robert. Actually, question now, never mind. I wanted to ask, can you serve a drive-through penalty on the virtual safety car conditions? I know you can't do it on the safety car conditions. Or are you allowed to do it on the virtual safety car conditions?
That's a question for Wizard, but what I do know, Roland and Charlie have picked up drive-through penalties during that stint, and Joe Granger has still got to do his, of course, within 3 laps. Kelster Swag has passed Dylan on the final corner, so he's in front. In P9, and 427 is putting a move on the inside of Baker, just like Russell did on Bottas on Lights Out in Sakir, but the Red Bull fights back well.
Oh, it's a really good exit from Dan actually, as he had to back out a little bit to make the corner. Is he gonna go for the move down the inside now? You bet he is. And can he make it stick now? It's like Robert and Mazza on the last lap. Can they keep it clean this time? Yes they can, as Baker stays in front of them.
So it's a good start by 427, up 3, good start by Spygate P10 to P7. K-Max of course had a great start, but he's got a penalty, and Dylan up 5, I think we should ignore Golden for what happened, but a lot of people making moves at the start, a straight swap from JSAT to GameNet, and obviously poor starts for Jack Prentice. He actually started alright. Of course he must have been involved in that incident.
Oh, here we go. Sorry to interrupt. It is Dylan going round the outside of Kelster Swag on those softs. Much more grip for Dylan in the McLaren as he gets past Kelster Swag. Steve doing a pretty good job actually in P11. He gained some positions. I'm gonna focus on the battle between Baker and Dan now as they are approaching the last turn, and onto the start finish straight they go. Joe is gonna serve his drive-through penalty. It's a shame for his race.
Yeah, it's a shame. I think Baker is in trouble, like you said. I think Dan is catching quite quickly here, right hand side of the Red Bull, and I think this is going to be a textbook move because Dan has the inside. The Red Bull tries to switcheroo, but there's no room, and the Red Bull has also had problems with the traction, but he's managed to stay on. Thomas, he's under threat by gods now.
Yep, they're side by side up towards turn 4. but we saw Baker being able to defend from the car behind, and he does it once again. The Renault can't take advantage of the poor exit of Baker. He has to stay in P5, but it's Baker forming a little bit of a train behind up until that is Steve, I want to say, although there is a 1 second gap between K-Mark and Dylan.
Mars 28.3, fastest lap, new soft time is in P14, and it's like Brazil, isn't it? You might get past someone down to turn 1, but you got to defend yourself down to turn 4 because they can just get you back. No FaceTimes allowed during commentary.
No, definitely not, and that's the beautiful thing about having two DRS zones quite close after each other. It allows a lot of overtaking. As there is a Williams, that's Robert. He was off the track as Dan goes off the track as well, but the gap is only 1 second now, and it's 9/10. So Dan is gonna get connection to the back end of the Williams of Robert in front. He will get DRS, which will make it even harder for Baker to get past the Alfa Romeo.
Dan also has incredibly low battery, but it is a DRS train, so everyone but Dan is in a positive place. Of course, K-Mark is in a bit more of a negative place. With that penalty, I thought Kelso Swab was going to have a move, or attempt to move on Steve into turn 1, but didn't do so. Route down to turn 4, I think everyone's staying the same. Bit of a Noah's Ark grid here, coming down to turn 4.
Yeah, the grid pretty
That
bunched
basically
up.
means it's just 1 by 1, by 2 by 2, and then,
Yeah.
if you didn't know. I never really use that saying, I just heard Martin Brundle say in China 2019, I was like, yeah, I'm taking that.
I'm gonna write that one though. So let's see. Oh, there's yellow.
lane.
Oh, that's Jay Prentice retiring in the pits. Fair enough.
Good
yeah.
practice, good quality, good start. Just didn't go well after it. I didn't see what happened. It's a shame because he was literally in the top 10 all night. But it's tough. It is what it is.
By the way, Limmy, can you maybe invite EFR Golden one more time? He's asking for an invite. EFR Golden, if that's possible. Yeah, then, like you've mentioned before, really low on battery, so he's maybe wanting to wait a little bit behind Robert, just lift on his pace, try to get the battery up to, I would say, around 50%, as there's LSF1 Baker, our first one for his regular stop, to come into the pits. If we start lap 6 of 14, as Baker goes into the pits, he's of course going to change to the medium compound, and he will go on till the end of the race, as Charlie is on 2 lap old hards. Interesting choices. He probably could have made it on the mediums, and that is Saigate following as well. So both Saigate and Baker into the pits. They've made their pit stop, and they will be looking to maybe get the undercut on the train in front.
Yeah, K-Mark was in super trouble going down to turn 1 a few seconds ago, but somehow managed to keep it. He is out of DRS detection from Goats. So Dylan is putting the pressure on the Haas driver. K-Mark probably just got a warning for going over that curb there. And crazy how in 6 laps, I know there's been a couple of pit stops, how wide the grid can go. We've seen during old tiers that after 15 laps of a circuit, you could have grids within 10 seconds. So interesting to see that tonight it is very wide. Maybe it's a chance, Thomas, for people to try and get back into that racing zone again. Maybe they did a couple of time trial laps, but they've taken a break from cars, so struggling to get back into it, maybe.
Yeah, okay, well, it's definitely a good shout, as K-Mark runs wide coming out of turn 13, which gives him his second penalty. But yeah, I think the best way to explain it is the pace between me and Fruitful. Like, it's not really a... Oh, there is the top 4 into the pits. Make that top 5. Or into the pits, changing to mediums. Yeah, now top 6. But yeah, me and Fruitful, when I was actually sort of competitive, Fruitful was like on the pace immediately. Like, he went onto a track, did like 5 time trial laps, and he was on the pace. I could reach the same lap times, maybe a 10th, but I had to do like 20 laps more to find that pace. So I think the case here is we've announced the track like 2 days ago or something.
Oh, sorry, Thomas, just a button. It's a Red Bull and Renault. Red Bull's just come out the pit lane, and they went wheel to wheel in turn 1, and Baker just made it ahead because all the cars that went in the pit lane, especially those 5, came out in the same order. It was just the cars coming around again that was causing a few issues, but they seem to have settled. Baker just in front of Goat, and Spygate still behind by a couple of seconds.
Fair enough, pretty much everyone has made a pit stop already apart from the top 4 now, which are K-Mark, Steve, Kelsweg and Reggae. The rest all made a pit stop. Golden as well has to come into the pits. But yeah, like I mentioned, we've announced the track pretty like 2 days ago, so I think the guys who need their practice haven't been able to do so. But expect a little bit more of a competitive race next week. But we saw in quali as well that the pace is there, and it's a pretty mixed, well-balanced field, so it's nothing to worry about for the next couple of weeks.
K-Mark has just had a mega slip, and that's probably enhanced his decision to go into the pits. He's also got 8 seconds of penalty. The Haas team might let him get 5 off. And Charlie at the back of the grid, who had a good practice, was at the top, is now at the back with a penalty. The Haas is getting 5 seconds taken off. That is literally going to put him behind the Alfa Romeo on the final corner probably, who is, I believe, Joel Granger. And there's a McLaren and Mercedes were going wheel to wheel, but Dylan had the momentum to fire through and easily get that P8.
Well done by Dylan. Gets past Mercedes, yes to defend now. Saige will be getting DRS. He moves across as he is defending his P8 pretty well. Really well done by Dylan. Then is still behind Robert. Let's see, did he gain a little bit of his ERS? No, he didn't. He's still on 50% ERS. That's pretty interesting to see. He apparently can't save ERS. I don't know if it's track specific or if it's just then struggling to keep up with the Williams in front.
Maybe. Probably, listen, every driver has their favourites and not favourites. And two sets of favourites. Favourites in terms of I love this track, like the track itself, or another favourite is in I am good at this track. For example, I am surprisingly good at Russia. Doesn't mean I like the track. Yellow flag, AlphaTauri, turn 8. That is Charlie. It's not Charlie.
Yeah, I thought it was Charlie.
It's not Charlie.
It's Golden.
It's, yes, and it's another virtual safety car on lap 9 of 14.
It's prime time for Steve.
And Kelso.
And Kelster. Steve went on for 8 laps on the softs. I was just about to say, why is Steve not going into the pits? But he's proving me wrong. And he is the one now with the big advantage.
Come on behind the second Mercedes.
Yeah.
What P is that? P9. And he's going to have softs to the end. And if you look at the leader gap, 10.9 to leader, 5 laps to go. If he can get that down to 5-6 seconds, he could get P4.
Yeah, there is a big train for P2 with 4 people included, and he can see the McLaren and the 2 Mercedes to the front. So, yeah, he should be able to gain some positions and maybe even finish on the podium.
Who got an insane exit on my VSC? I think it was Charlie for P14 on Rowan. He just looked to have timed it pretty well. He's having a bit of a scrap at the back, and he's going to get Rowan here, I think, with some Oh, no, Rowan's got DRS on Mars, of course, so Mars could be in trouble from 2 cars here. Rowan's gone on the right of Mars. The AlphaTauri Charlie gets in the way of himself, I guess.
Yeah.
Somehow, Thomas, still the same order after that.
Still the same order, and no one picked up damage, so that's some positives you can take. Expected Roland to make a move there. He stuck his nose in.
Yeah.
Couldn't quite get the move done, apparently. So yeah, he remains at P14.
IFR Goldens has said in the chat, I'm sorry boys, I'm guessing that's the IFR people. And I'm just looking at GameNet's gearbox and I can see Dan Baker, Golds, just lurking, they're getting closer, because of course GameNet doesn't have the does. So if he can't pull away, the other lots are coming in.
Ooh, it was, Golds trying to make a move on Baker, couldn't quite make it stick. That's gonna hurt his exit, and he will have some work to do to get back into the train, but he will still have some DRS, so that's all good. As Dylan is making his way through the train in front, 1.8 seconds. Let's keep an eye out on that gap, because I think it's close, it's coming down.
Well, the 2 Mercedes are swapped, so Steve's also making his way through. Leader gap for Kelster was just over 11. It's now 12.8. So something's gone wrong, and he won't be getting that P4 that I asked of him. And J-Sack pulled away, 5.2. Good effort from the Greek. I said it right. And 5 laps to go. 4 laps when we cross the line.
4 laps when we cross the line, and it's gonna be 4 tough laps for Robert, I reckon. Although he hasn't been challenged yet. Dan has been in that 1 second window for a couple of laps now, but couldn't quite make a move. And being on 6% ERS, I don't think he is gonna be able to, because if your percentage is below 20%, it's actually gonna cost some performance. So you can put it up into overtake what you want, but you're not gonna get past the winners in front by doing this.
GameNet's keeping a good pace. JSAT's pulling away very slowly, about 3-4 tenths a lap. So GameNet's keeping up a pretty good pace here to keep in front of a pack of 3 hounds that are chasing him. I think we can safely say after tonight that this tier is one to watch this season, especially because there's only 11 races. Also, the first race is Belgium, and I love Belgium. I've never ever had a dull race in Belgium. You don't want to miss it for every single tier, everybody, not just EU3, but this tier is looking good.
Yeah, especially with the same situation like we had in quali, 7 different constructors in the top 7.
Would it be a different story if Ragay etc. was at the top? Of course it would. It would be a mixed story. It would be a fight. It would be a challenge. Jake would not be driving away 3 or 4 tenths quicker a lap. He'd have to drive his best to stop Ragay from winning. And if you know that you have 3 or 4 people that are at the top of a tier, that's never ever a bad thing, as long as there's not one individual.
It is looking pretty solid, and actually that's a good fact. You've mentioned it. All of the races from next week onwards will be on Belgium. You've got a different calendar for the endurance tier, but
I have, yeah.
The opening race is the same. So yeah, we will see a lot of Belgium next week. A lot. If you can't get enough of Belgium, tune in to Console Speed next week.
I think you're stupid. I don't normally say that, but I think you're stupid if you don't like Belgium. Not only have you got a... by the way, Azerbaijan is 26 seconds flat from, let's say, the final corner at turn 16 all the way through turn 20, basically the flat out straight. Belgium from La Source to Le Combe is 28.5 seconds, tested on the same tyre. So it's actually a longer straight, if you can take a Rouge flat, than Azerbaijan. So that is one of the best lights out moments you'll ever have in a season, as we saw Sebastian Vettel in 2019. So don't miss Belgium. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday twice, Thursday twice, and then Friday, Saturday night. It's a full Monday to Saturday week of racing. The only day off you won't have in racing and Belgium for the first week is Sunday. So you are literally, you have content all week by the team.
That's definitely you absolutely love to see it. And I also love the facts you put in there. I didn't notice that. I thought the straight at Baku was actually longer flat out than at Spa.
Nope.
Ooh, I think Kelsweg is going for maybe even a double move on both Mercedes. Oh, it's Sergey going for the move down the inside on Steve, and Kelsweg is gonna follow. Steve with the switchback. Can he make it stick? It's Mercedes going at it. It's like Bottas and Russell. And who's gonna come out on top as Baker picks up 3 seconds? It's Sergey going round the outside, and he takes back P7, which he a couple of laps ago has given to Steve, but Steve couldn't pull away. And that's Sergey back up into P7, and Kelsweg, unfortunately for him, has to stay at P9. He just can't get past the cars in front because they are just slipstreaming each other. You can call it brilliant teamwork. I don't know if they are meant to do it like this, as they're still fighting. Steve tries to go round the outside, and that's gonna be a mistake on his part, because now Kelsweg gets past for P8. Mistake by Steve is gonna cost him a position.
Yeah, it wasn't necessarily a mistake. It was Steve respecting his teammate, because he did that 3 corners before, giving Spygate as much room as possible. I thought Kelsey down the straight was going to get him down turn 1, but went Spygate for. Nope, I'm going for it, and that order, Spygate, Kelser, and Steve. JSAT's crossed the line. We're on to the final lap.
To the final lap, and we've had action pretty much all race, so that's definitely something to look out for the next couple of weeks. We maybe have an iRacing event on Sunday as well, so maybe even a full week of content next week. But yeah, let's focus on the last lap. Can Dan make a move on the Williams in front? He's been behind the Williams for a couple of laps now, but I don't think Dan is going to take P2 in this race. It's been a brilliant performance by Jacek, clean and got throughout the full 14 laps. So really well done by him, and I think that 3-second time penalty Baker picked up on the last lap is going to cost him his P4.
I think it is. I've just worked out. So it's 4 European, 2 American, and 2 endurance, 8 tiers, plus Ashana, but I'll be honest, I don't know any information about that. We've still got that pack going, pack of 4, Dan, Baker, Goeth, Dylan. Then we have another pack of 4. We have Kelster, Spygate, K-Mark, and Steve. So if this was a 50-100% race, this would have been epic. Thomas, I know you're urgent. J-Sax nearly down to the second to last corner.
Yeah, I have to keep that in mind for next season. I need to pick up the winner every single time. I can't let it slip. I've got it now. Jacek will come across the line to take the victory in today's pre-season race. Really well done. We're going to focus on P2 now. Robert is already weaving across the track. Brilliant P2 from him. Dan will be happy with his P3. Is Baker going to drop down? Yes, he is. It's going to promote. Goes up to P4. Dylan up to P5. Really well done by him. Baker P6, Kelster P7, Seigate P8, Steve takes P9, K-Mark on penalty will drop down to P11 as Joe with his drive-through penalty, keep that one in mind, takes P10. Reggae is doing donuts coming out of the last lap. Our captain is, Roland, is coming across the last corner now. It's just in my head now. I don't know. I think someone said to me that Roland doesn't really like the fact that I'm calling him captain as well, but I just have to do it. Oh, he's avoiding Reggae, puts himself into the wall.
Listen. I'm training to be a pilot. If my piloting has reaction times of that, the world's in trouble.
You know what the funny fact is? He is like texting us while he's on the plane, and I'm thinking like, okay, if I know that my captain is at this point thinking about a Formula 1 league while he's playing with 700 people.
His plane costs 155 million. The autopilot should work.
Yeah, good point.
That's facts. And also, to be fair to Rowan, he is a very big part of this course, and sometimes we need the man. So I'm happy you can get on that WhatsApp. Well done to the Greek guy for winning the pre-season, as Thomas said. Well done. Enjoy the virtual trophy. And then you had a Dan on the podium as well, and then Williams of GameNet, I believe, in second place. I don't know what I was going to say. I kind of do, but I kind of don't. Disappointing showings, I would say, from some. Outstanding showings from others. And if you culminate that, then mix that for a proper race in 7 nights' time, EU3 could be a banger and tough for you and Racer in the commentary box, because I give respect to all analysis commentators after that, because I hate it.
Oh.
And I'm not as good as the secondary commentators that Cos have, because analysis is really hard. Take it for granted, being a primary commentator is tough, but also take it for granted and respect those analysis commentators, because I tried to do analysis and I just couldn't do it. I'm too play-by-play. So.
Yeah, 100%. Big respect to those guys. They are a key factor as well. Here we got the final standings with Jacek P1, Robert P2, Dan P3, Gods P4, Dylan P5, Baker P6, Kelster P7, Seigate P8, Steve P9, Joel P10, K-Rock P11, Roland P12, Charlie P13, Reggae P14, Mars P15, Golden P16, Chip Rennes P17 and Mazza P18. There won't be any interviews today, they will be from next week onwards. Question from Blaze in the chat. He says if there is going to be a Dutch lap for Belgium. Knowing that there is no Zandvoort on the calendar, I might gonna do it, but I feel very awkward, and it's like I'm not feeling it at all. But for the content, and I know that you guys love it, I will
What
probably
is it?
do it. I always tend to do a lap in Dutch for my home Grand Prix. So it was
In
Spa.
commentary.
Yeah, in commentary. Yeah,
So you're going to do a lap on Spa right now?
yeah, the
Alright.
first lap,
Yeah.
always the
Go
first
for
lap.
it.
So the start, I'm just saying it like vijf rode lampen, all that kind of stuff. Um,
Yeah.
but yeah,
Go for it, mate.
normally I did it on Spa. I
Yeah.
used to do it on Zandvoort last season, but we don't have
Yeah.
Zandvoort on the calendar, so we're probably gonna do it on Spa next
Yeah.
week.
Oh, I thought you were going to do a time trial lap now in
Oh no no
Dutch.
no no! There will be content on social media. It's lovely that you mentioned that. We're gonna bring some really good content to our social media. So keep an eye out. Follow us on social media. All the socials should be in the description. If not, send us a message. Get into my DM because some good content on the way. Um, yeah,
Why
some.
don't you, Thomas, try and get a 144 on Belgium for the viewers right now?
Well, I've got my people to set some brilliant lap times. Those guys watching right now don't want to see me on Belgium. I can assure you that one.
His people, his gang.
100%. Yeah, some general information. Next week,
Yeah.
we've mentioned it a couple of times before, but if you are new, make sure you tune in next week for AU3. Usual time, 10 p.m. UK time, nothing special. We've got on the Tuesday, AU2 and AM2. On the Wednesday, AU1, AM1. On the Thursday,
Don't
AU4
mess up.
and ED2. Did I mess up?
Oh, sorry. I was just letting you flow. Yeah, Friday is 1 and 2 ED. It's a full quali. And then the Saturday is both tiers doing their 100% race. Me and Hedge in the commentary box for tier 1. And Blades and Cono with a great team in the commentary for tier 2. So we split the nights up, Thomas. You know, if you
Yeah.
do 250%, let's say a viewer watches 250% races, like let's say they watch EU3, EU2 on a Monday, Tuesday, it's about, what, 18 minutes plus 45, an hour and 15, 20 minutes for a night, yeah? I'd say that's fine. Friday will be about 45 minutes and the race will be about an hour and a half, so it equals out very well. We've done custom weather, we've done a very intriguing calendar, it's a fantastic calendar, it's one of my favourites I've ever done. And we should provide you entertainment for 44 laps of Belgium on Saturday and 45 minutes of quali in Belgium. And we can guarantee that some of the weather will be interesting.
It will. And showing the clips last week of how the preseason for the endurance tier went on, I think we're in for something special.
It was mixed here. We know why. We are doing preseason this week, Friday, Saturday, along with the scheduled times. So you will see the actual ED1 tier and the actual ED2 tier. Good numbers so far. I think it's 14 apiece, and it's Monday. So the drivers are doing well in terms of attendance. Like Thomas said and I said in the race, 6 days of content. There are 8 races. Oh wait, no, actually, yeah, 4, 6, 8. There's actually 10 events, including 4 from endurance, 2 qualies, 2 races. 10 streams that you can watch in 6 days for the next 11 weeks. So you can watch 60. That's awful maths. 110 different videos that you can watch over the next 11 weeks. So we are giving you that content, and I hope you appreciate it. And we will do our best to provide you that lockdown entertainment, because I have a feeling in the UK at least that won't be going away anytime soon.
Yeah, same for the Netherlands. We are gonna be in lockdown for even a longer period. It should have been ending next week, but it got extended to the 2nd of March. So yeah, for the Netherlands as well. We will provide you guys with content, and even on a Sunday, also check our socials. But on a Sunday, some iRacing events, not every week, but most of the weeks. So keep an eye out for that one as well. This is gonna be it for tonight. I want to thank you, Limmy, for joining the commentary box with me. It was an absolute pleasure.
Thank you, and just to add, because Chad is going to kill me, 7 days of content a week, including iRacing. So 121 events in 7 weeks. That's crazy, isn't it, Thomas?
That is. It's gonna be
121 events in 11 weeks. 121 videos that Matty's going to have to add into playlist. Thank you
Yeah.
for having me, seriously. Loved it. I did EU3 once last season with you. Hopefully if okay, I'm not going to say get COVID again, Jesus, but if he has an accident or something, then if we can jump on, I will. But I look forward to watching EU3, Thomas. I love your commentary. I hope you enjoy it as well. But I do have to promote EU1. It is... Listen, Montana is amazing. I know he didn't win the championship. He won 13 of the races. I believe EU1 without Montana will be incredible. So please tune in on Wednesday. And of course tomorrow for EU2.
100%.
And thank you again, Thomas. Thank you again.
No worries, it was an absolute pleasure. Thank you all for tuning in, and thank you for all the drivers for turning up. Brilliant turn up, like we've mentioned before, it was a really late call, but thank you all for tuning in. It has been an absolute pleasure. Happy to be back in the commentary box, and I hope to see you guys all next week. As I always say, stay safe and goodbye.